Larry King was once talking to Dr. James Hansen, who's one of the world's top climate scientists from NASA, and during their conversation, King said to Hansen, "Nobody cares what's going to happen 50 years from now." Camera 3, zoom in. That's easy for him to say. Larry will be dead, but you won't be, and your children and all your grandchildren won't be. And despite the 46% of Americans who supposedly last year said they don't even believe in global warming or climate change remains the most urgent issue of our time. And in 50 years, our generation will be stuck dealing with the consequences. Unless we make the right choices now. You know what I'm talking about.
Stay away from drugs and alcohol?
No. I mean, yes, you should stay away from drugs and alcohol, but no.
Oh, I know. Eyes on the road, keep your hands in the 10 and 2 position, and...
Also good advice, but no.
Me? It has to do with global warming?
Go on.
You want me to solve global warming? But even the adults who believe in it haven't solved it. That would require
a change in the mindset of every person living on this planet.
And a transition from the fossil fuel economy of the past to a sustainable, renewable society of the future.
There comes a time in every generation when the need for change is thrust upon us.
A time when civilization redefines itself to create a new way of living, because the people have found that the old way no longer brings life, hope, and happiness.
Now is one of those times. The generations before us have developed a society that depends way too much on fossil fuels like coal and oil.
and it's resulting in a domino effect of consequences that will only worsen if we don't respond now.
Over 200 years ago, Thomas Jefferson said, "Every generation needs a new revolution." The revolution for his generation resulted in the birth of a new nation.
The time for a new revolution has come.
The need for change is now being thrust upon us. It has fallen upon our generation to create not only a new nation, but a new world.
One that values trees,
Air,
Water,
Animals.
And future generation, not just short-term interests.
this is our revolution.
It's going to take a lot more than what we are doing already. It's going to take a lot more than riding bikes and changing light bulbs. In fact, it's even bigger than changing laws or changing our energy sources. It's even bigger than creating new global electricity grids. What needs to change is so huge that it's already inspired masses of people to go into complete denial when they think about it. The revolution we need has to transform the hardest thing of all, the way we think.
our value system needs to shift so we consider the needs of the planet and future generations with every decision we make.
Instead of thinking about what's best for me, what will cost me the least amount of money today, instead of thinking about how to preserve the way things are,
we need to live every day, considering how every action we take affects everything from polar bears to fungus to future generations.
It's our future at stake.
And our voices need to be heard.
because I matter, and so do you.
Throughout history, people who are personally affected by something have organized marches to bring about changes needed for their time.
Alec Loris,
founder of Kids vs. Global Warming, is planning an international event called the iMatter March.
It'll be a million kid march, where the generation most affected by climate change stands up to demand that the ruling generation consider our future with every decision they make. Thousands of marchers like you will be participating in cities all over the world.
Standing up with your parents and grandparents to issue a revolutionary wake-up call that's so loud, so provocative, so unquestioning that it will be impossible to ignore.
Environmentalist David Brower once said, "I'm always impressed with what young people can do before older people tell them it's impossible."
We understand that climate change is threatening our survival. We're ready to do what it takes to solve it before anyone can tell us it's impossible.
I believe we can do it.
We can change our own lifestyle.
we can change our communities.
And we can most definitely start a movement and change the mindset of every person living on this planet.
This is our revolution.
This is your revolution.
And together we can make it happen.